One of the biggest questions that I hear is from people that are looking to step up into their next home. So they currently own a property and it no longer fits their needs for whatever reason. It could be that they have outgrown it. It could be that they've decided they want a different neighborhood. Maybe they want to change schools or move a little bit closer to their current job. The question is about logistics. How do we make that happen? And there's two big reasons that people are curious about that. The first one is just from a timing standpoint. What do we do at what point in time in order to get this done for as little stress as possible? And the second question is, how do we do that financially? Because for most people, a large portion of their ability to step up into that next home is tied into the equity in their current property. So that's what I want to talk about today. First thing we're always going to do when we're trying to figure this out is sit down and have a conversation about your goals. There is no one perfect way to do this. Depending on how your goals is how we're going to figure out your strategy. For example, if your goal is to do this with as little stress as possible, we're going to take one strategy, right? If your goal is to maximize the amount of money you get on the sale of your property, we're going to take a different strategy. If your goal is to give yourself the greatest buying power and flexibility and options on your purchase, that's an even different strategy. So we're going to sit down and we're going to identify what your goals are. From there, we're going to get our ducks in a row. Two things have to happen with that. Number one, your house has to be ready to go. And the reason for that is if we find your perfect property tomorrow, and we need to put an offer in contingent on the sale of your home, meaning your current property has to sell and close before you can close on your new property, your home has to be ready to go. It's much easier to convince the seller of the property you're wishing to buy that they should accept your offer with these different dominoes that have to fall in line first if everything is ready to go. If we've knocked off the first 3 or 4 dominoes, rather than saying it has to sell, but it's not photographed, it's not prepped, and it's not on the market. So we start with that side of things. We're also simultaneously going to look at your purchasing power and what that situation looks like. You may be in a situation, like most people tend to think they are, where you have to sell property A in order to be able to purchase property B, and that's fine. You may be in a situation where it's more of a preference, where you on paper can qualify to purchase property B without selling property A, even though your preference is to sell property A. Or you may be in a situation where you don't have to sell property A in order to buy property B. And we need to get clarity on that. Once we know what your situation is, then we can back into your strategy. If you're in that second situation where you can qualify to purchase property B without selling property A, what we may end up doing is getting everything ready on your current home, going and securing your next property, and then functioning as if we had to sell the property, even though we don't. It's a great way that we can give you a little bit of leverage on the buy side while simultaneously mitigating your risk on the sell side. Once we've got clarity on what our options are, then we reconvene to really have that strategy session. We know your goals, we know what's possible. Now we're gonna sit down and we're gonna make sure everybody is on the same page. We're gonna have a good conversation about the pros and cons and the risks and rewards of every possible way to do this. And we're gonna decide collectively. It's not my decision, it's yours. My goal is to be your advisor, to be your roadmap, to give you all of the different ways that you can get to your goal. You get to decide what makes the most sense for you. From there, we're simply going to execute. So we start off by identifying your goals. We follow up by getting our ducks in a row, both on the sale of your home and on the purchase of your next home. So what that means is your home is going to be fully prepped. Any projects that need to be done are going to be done. The decluttering is going to be done. The clean out is going to be done. Any staging is going to be done. And the photos are going to be completed. From there, we're going to get you fully pre-approved. We're going to understand what your financial situation looks like and what levers we can play with. From there, we're going to reconvene, come up with a strategy that meets your goals, that feels comfortable to you and that you have confidence in, and then we're going to execute. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We are happy to help.